Hello people, these would be the doors from Rogue Trader, the Kill Team set that was purchased a short while ago. There is some bonus footage of other models that have been varnished from their collection of mainly Macca, although there were a few bits that were mine. This isn't the intro that was originally planned, that has gone somewhere to live on a farm. As such, I'm doing this quick intro. Today we painted up all of these doors and we gave them various washes, some from Vallejo, some from Citadel, and one army painter. We've done them all now, and this will now transition into the footage that I shot earlier showing the results. But right, here we are people, through the magic of time, a couple of layers of shade, wash, whatever you wish to call it, we are at the end game for the day. Looking first at the sepia shade, I would say it has added an almost rusted look to the door. Quite interesting. Moving on to the next one, we go in with blue wash, as long as you excuse the slightly messy setup. These things happen. With this one, you can see a slight blue tinge to the metal, and it's made the blue panels stand out a little more. An interesting effect. Moving on to the next one, we have, if it will focus, which it doesn't seem to want to, we have umber wash, when I can pronounce it properly. Trying to get this into focus, and it doesn't seem to want to focus. Pull it back a bit, and there we go, back into focus. A short amount of time. Looking at this one, it's added a slight browning effect, made the brown panels stand out a little bit more, and dulled down the brass door frame fixtures a little. Again, another interesting result. But on to the next one. We now move on to a very similar, the Agrax Earthshade. Ignore the hand and setup, because it is at this point a bit poor. With this one you can see a similar effect to the umber, bit darkened, reducing the shine on the brass fixtures and adding a bit of a dirty look to the green panels. Quite a good comparison for them two. Moving on to our next one, we come along to the Nuln oil. Again, ignoring setup. This one has made the black stand out in the panels and added a slightly duller, more dim light view to the door. Again, quite a nice comparison. We will move on to the black wash, which is the Vallejo Nuln oil almost. Coming in to look at black wash. Again, there we go, and the focus comes back. So blessed by focus. Again, we are seeing a very similar result, adding almost dark, dull look to the brass fixtures and adding a little bit of standout to the black panels of the door. A good comparison. Either seems to be a viable option for use with your models. It would always depend on what you choose. Moving on to our next choice, we come across red wash. Will it focus? And we managed to slightly lose focus, keep the focus, there we go. This one adds a rather reddish tint to it, ironically, making the red panels of the door stand out and adding an almost rust, potentially blood splatter effect to the door. Quite an interesting result with that one. There we go, proper focus. And what looks like a little bit of a chip, but these things happen. Moving on to our next wash, we have the pale grey. Come back to focus. Come on, focus, be good. This one adds a rather light but dulling effect to the panels, making the blue seem almost washed out. A good one for the more faded items that you would wish to paint, in a grey, that is, anyway. Moving on to our second to last, we come to the choice of green wash. Having a look at these, again adding a bit of a greenish tint to the panels and the steel outerwork as such, and yeah, almost a slight glow to it almost. I suppose you shouldn't use anything green and glowing anywhere near a door. It's probably not the best idea. But the final option, we went with the army painter. We went with a quickshade. I believe this was the dark one. Possibly strong, I would have to check that. Again, we don't have the tin for it at this point in time, but seeing when it focuses a bit better. The addition to this slightly darkened the door, but added quite a glossy finish to it, which, if you want to make it a bit more protective for it, it would work. It has managed to make the red of the panels stand out quite a bit, giving them an almost fresh painted vibe. But yes, anyway, that was a product review of Vallejo game washes, a couple of shades from Citadel, and a little bit of army painter thrown in just for good luck. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions regarding the washes, feel free to ask, and we will do our best to answer. But for now, this has been Tomb, and I have been testing out washes. Thank you for watching, and subscribe.